And hello, Monarch fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV with the Timmons. With me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for this past week's episode of Monarch Season 2, Episode 8. And oh boy, were we kind of mistaken and of judging this, I guess, creature or Titan X as they call it. And what exactly is this thing's purpose on this planet, on the planet? So we all know that Titan X has been kind of that creature that just got out of Hollow Earth, went loose into the ocean, just did his thing. Then last week's episode, we see Lee coming up with an idea to try to figure out a way to get Godzilla to find a way to stop this creature. But the only way to do that is trying to find a way to track this creature. So apparently, we find out that he was communicating with his younger self in the past. He was able to tell his younger self from the past to put a tracking device on this creature in the past, so that way in the modern day they can track it. So that's what they did, and of course it worked. So Lee now has the technology to not only track this thing, but also has the technology to summon Godzilla to its location and have Godzilla do their bidding in a way, clean up what they messed up in a way. And we also see Kate finding out why she's so connected to this creature, why she's so drawn to this creature. We find out that she can sense it. And what she finds out is that this creature is migrating, apparently. And it's been off its, migration path for some time. And it's trying to get back into its rotation. And then it lands on a beach. And it doesn't want to move. It can't move, because it's about to give birth to a baby. So it basically lays an egg, and of course, with a new mother, has to protect the egg, and it just stands there to make sure the baby or the egg gets not disturbed or hatched. So Lee decides to use that time while the creature's, staying put. He thinks the creature's like stuck. He thinks the creature's stuck, but so he decides to call Godzilla, and Godzilla wakes up, and then we see Godzilla head towards the creature. We also get to see Katano, probably butcher that, apologize. We get to find out what he's been up to, because last week's episode we find out that he's talking to, I guess, the daughter of the person who created Apex, and she says she wants to get rid of Apex. She also says she wants to help Katano get revenge on Monarch for what happened to his father. And can you trust her? Can you not? It's questionable until we see this episode. And then we kind of get a sense that she's kind of using Kentaro, and he's kind of blinded by anger and rage and sadness because he lost his father, and the way that Monarch took him away from him for so long, and that's why he wasn't with him. That's why he had another identity, another family, so Kentaro's that upset about it. And then he helps Apex and the girl track down this creature by using his sister, his grandmother, and of course Lee. And then they find the creature, they find the nest, and then Apex shows up and takes the nest away, or the egg in this case, and it goes from there. But then all heck breaks loose when Godzilla shows up and prevents the mother from trying to rescue its baby. At first, it's trying to protect it because, it's on the beach. The creature thinks, okay, I can protect the creature. My baby's here. Kick Godzilla's butt. But, of course, Godzilla's too powerful. And, of course, is the king of the monsters at this point. So, yeah, they scuffle. And, of course, Apex takes the baby away. And Godzilla pretty much almost destroys this creature. But it nearly escapes, trying to focus on trying to capture the helicopter that took its baby away. So yeah, and then it ends right there. So yeah, a little too late for Monarch to do anything about it now. Now they got to figure out a way to get that egg back and try to get it back to its mother, and maybe try to convince this creature to go back to its own time in its own world. But we shall see. My guess is probably they're gonna try to figure out a way to get that creature back towards Skull Island, and try to get back into maybe a hole they could find that goes into the, I guess, Hollow Earth from the other side of the other side of the timeline. So there's that possibility. So we have to wait to see what happens next week's episode. Maybe this is going to be the return of Kong. Maybe Kong starts getting involved. Maybe Kong fights this creature and kills it by mistake, and then starts, having that whole "I see you, Godzilla" moment. But we have to wait and see what happens. But overall, this is a pretty good episode. The action was cool. Finally, we got to see some action in the show, so that was great. Seeing Godzilla duke it out with this creature was cool, and the fact that this poor creature just was misunderstood the whole time. I thought that was like, oh, okay. So it was just trying to protect this creature. It was trying to find a way to navigate so it can find a good birthing place and have its egg and then protect its baby. So yeah, we were all misjudging this creature, thinking this creature was a huge threat to the world, but I guess not. But yeah, that was the gist of this episode. Very good episode. Finally, like I said before, some good action. Got to see Godzilla kick butt. Honestly, just the fact that we got to see something like that was kind of cool. Even after the fact that, CinemaCon just happened and those people over there got to see, I guess, footage for the new Godzilla versus Kong movie, or Godzilla Kong movie coming out next year. So at least us outside of the CinemaCon experience, get to experience Godzilla on the big screen for a little bit. So, that was kind of fun to see. But yeah, interesting episode. Can't believe we misjudged a creature like that. But yeah, what happens? Let's see what happens next week. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And did you guys expect that to happen to this creature? Did you expect that Godzilla was going to show up? We knew he was going to show up eventually. But yeah, let's see what happens now. Hopefully Kong shows up back up again, but we shall see what happens. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.